Hey guys, how are ya? So, just at the moment, I've undergone a bit of a training overhaul. So, what I've decided to do is have a complete change in direction with my training for a specific purpose. So, like after many consultations with oneself, I've decided to make a comeback to Australian rules football. Um, I just in my background with Australian rules football was back in 2003 I last stopped playing, and I played a game, just a social event in 2004 where I ruptured my anterior cruciate ligament in my knee. Um, it was because of this injury I decided to give football away, and this at the age of 20 years old was a look. It was a very disappointing moment for me because I do love the game of Australian rules football. Um, and now, I sit at 33, it's 13 years later. I haven't pulled on a set of footy boots for a good 13 years. And I've actually started training to get myself into some really, really good shape for pre-season training to see if I can actually crack into some teams that I go down to and play for eventually. Just merely for the challenge, I have a football club that is of a very high standard. All three under 18, under 19 reserves and senior teams won premierships last year, and it's going to be a very, very tough side to crack into. So I'm looking forward to the challenge to see if I can crack into the senior team. Um, one thing I did, being a young kid back, when I was 20, when I didn't get picked for teams, I took it kind of personally, being a young fella, yeah, and sort of putting everything into it, and when you sort of got rejected, you didn't know what you did wrong, and you sort of have a little bit of a thought pattern at the time. It's like, why is this sort of stuff happening to me? Blah blah blah. Now it's actually, as I've matured, sort of over the last 13 years, I have a bit of a different outlook. If I'm going to get pushed out of the team because, the team's of a higher standard, it's like, well, that's going to happen. But if I do get into that team, then I will know that I would have earned it because the team is of a high standard in itself and I would have earned my place. And that's a thing you see a lot of in nowadays is, people going for sort of the easier route, easier opportunities, I suppose, so to speak, and not sort of following resistance, so to speak. Because when you sort of follow resistance, and when you get resisted, usually on the other end of it, if you keep pushing hard enough, you usually find yourself on the end of something pretty good. So going that easy way, I could very easily go down to a lesser team and get a game easily, but I've decided to go the harder route to really challenge and test myself and sort of pit my fitness and my skills up against some really, really good quality guys and players. So, you know, I think the quality of the company, you surround yourself with, whether it be business, whether it be fitness, whether it be bodybuilding, whether it be family life, no matter what it might be, usually when you surround yourself with people that are of a higher standard, usually lifts your standard as well, even though you might not feel it at the time. So keep this in mind. If you're, it only took me 13 years to sort of come to this decision, but it was mainly because I was very wary of my right knee. As you all know, a ruptured anterior cruciate ligament is a pretty significant injury and caused me to be out and stopped me from doing anything for quite a lengthy period of time. And now that it's the body's feeling strong, I'm starting to get some miles in the legs. It's June now, and I'm looking to sort of make a comeback so it's 2016, so in the 2017 season. So just training up real hard now, doing sprints, doing fitness work, getting some miles in the legs, get my body nice and strong, get myself in a good shape mentally, and give it another crack and see how I go. So wish me luck. If you guys have any stories that you can relate to, I'd love to hear them. So take care, and I'll see you guys again soon.